Assalamu alaikum everyone, how's it going? Hope you're well. This is Ashraf Khalifa, CEO of Sudanpreneur Hub. We are back for the postponed live that was supposed to happen on Saturday, but we've made it for today with Manelson, comedian, rapper, petroleum engineer, legend. So first of all, I just wanted to apologize for the technical issues and for the delaying. And then secondly, I wanted to let you know I'm actually at work. So I volunteer here at the community library in Primrose Hill, and I might have to go see like guests if, but at the same time it's quite dead at the moment, so hopefully we will be fine. Okay, so yeah, now that we've got that out the way, um yeah, just waiting for Manelson to join us, and then we can begin our interview journey and finding out more about Manelson. So before he comes, so Manelson, he obviously came to my attention because I follow most of the Sudanese people on Instagram and stuff. And I've been watching his comedy over the last couple of years, and he's really developed. He's got proper talent, you know. So I'm very interested to hear the background story, the journey, the hardships, the low ships, the peaks and troughs. And then also, I was also interested to know that he's also got a day job. So he works as a petroleum engineer, and yeah, so the comedy is a secondary thing. And then also he's actually into music as well. I didn't realize he was an artist as well. I'm hoping you guys can hear me. Um, Let me just send him an invitation because perfect. So I've sent him a request.
Hey,
How's it going? How's it going? How's it?
good.
So glad we finally able to
Finally,
live happen.
finally,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. So so yeah, I'm so excited. I want to call very tell
Me
us
too,
everything.
man.
Tell us everything. Tell us everything. Tell us everything. All right, let's start at the beginning. So
Uh-huh.
what I always what I always tell us to look about themselves.
Well, thank you everyone who is watching. My name is Manelson, and I'm a South Sudanese, and I'm 27 years old, and I'm an engineer. Actually, as you can see me now, I'm wearing my engineering stuff.
We're close. We're close.
Yeah, I just got off work now, like an hour ago. I do like 12 hours shift for about 35 days.
Okay.
Yeah, that's basically my life. And then after that, I have like a break for about the same number of days.
Okay. Okay.
So
For me, I have my his code is William and used to Canada.
come again.
I said my cousin. He's
Oh,
also petroleum. He was working in Canada. He was working in Canada.
oh,
Telling me I worked.
oh,
Telling me I worked 15 days. About 15 days off. It's fun. So it's a hard type of career.
yeah, of course, that makes sense, man. It was once part of the petroleum industry. So yeah, but now the only option he has is his glitch. So
Exactly. Okay. Okay. Perfectly linked ours. So what made you choose that wanted to do when you were young, or what was the situation?
well, you're from Sudan, man. So you know, man, that's where the money is. So yeah, like when I grew up, I didn't know anyone who was a petroleum engineer in my village or in my family. But I did my studies in Kenya, and one day I was just Googling which careers can earn you a lot of money.
Top of the list. Of the
And petroleum was number one. Even if you Google today, it will still give you the same results. I was like, wow, my country produces a lot of it, so might as well do it. Yeah.
Maybe I chose the wrong career path.
Yeah.
Still for one now. So tell us more about this journey. So how many years? When did you graduate? How did you apply? Find out this particular.
So okay, like I studied in Kenya. So like I finished my high school in 2014. So it was in. By the way, I finished high school when I had no idea what I wanted to do in life.
Standard.
So I was just seeking advice from Google and the internet. So that's when I came across like petroleum engineering. And in Kenya there was no university offering that.
Okay.
So yeah, I told my family about it, and they were like, "Okay, that sounds good." And and luckily, I had a cousin who was studying in India.
Okay.
So yeah, I called him and was like, "Yeah, you can come over. They're offering petroleum engineering here. Come and check it out." So I went to India in 2015, and I stayed there for. Yeah, I graduated from India. So I stayed there for the next 4 years, and then in 2019, that's when I graduated.
Okay, nice.
And actually, when I went to India,
I'm surprised there's not a single. They're very. They depend on oil. So how be offering this subject?
Yeah. It's fun. Even up to now, the University of Jammu doesn't have like petroleum engineering. Can you believe it?
Wow, that's such a.
They don't.
It's because they're trying on a show. Bye. Okay. Tell us about. Don't mind. So was it there? Like when how did you?
I didn't get you. Your voice keeps breaking.
Yeah, I was asking about your when.
Okay.
When that started, when you sort of take serious for younger or you.
Again, just like my petroleum engineering thing, I was never a comedian in the beginning. Actually, I was a rapper. Yeah. I was a legit rapper.
Sorry.
I started rap first, yeah. So I was a rapper, and then when I went to India, I thought I would pursue rap there as I do my engineering. But then I realized over there they don't know anything about rap. Like I would get on stage, drop some rhymes, and they'd be like, dance.
Yeah. Hilarious.
Yeah, they're like, do for us African dance, because Indians like dancing. So so I was frustrated, man. Like,
and that's why you got India.
Huh?
Is that the reason why you got into comedy? Like, what?
Yeah. So I'm coming to that now. So I used to perform in college, during college events, do rap. But each time I will not get the kind of feedback I want,
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, maybe I'm in the wrong country. And indeed I was in the wrong country. So, and then one day, they used to do like open mics. I'm sure in UK they do like open mics.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, these events where you just sign up and
take it
and perform. Yeah. So I attended one of these open mics, and I saw people there doing comedy, man. And all of them sucked. I was like, if this is comedy, man, then I think whatever I have is more than comedy. Yeah. So I got on stage, and I did like a 5-minute set.
Okay.
Actually, it was I didn't prepare anything. I was just giving my life experiences around India and how I interact with people, and they found my stories hilarious. And for the first time, I got the kind of reaction that I wanted to get when I'm rapping,
Yeah.
in a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, okay. I was like, okay, if comedy is the one that's going to give me this kind of reaction that I want, I might as well do it too.
Might as well
You
stick
know?
to that. Might as well stick to that.
Yeah. So I started, being frequent with the open mics, and I also started doing my research. And again, I turned to Google. I was Googling if there are any Sudanese comedians that, I can relate to, or, yeah. And
All right.
actually, the only Sudan, yeah.
Before we get to that question,
Mm.
fired
Mhm.
Sudanese comedians. But in terms of what was the
So when I grew up, like I wasn't exposed to any. I grew up in a foreign country, in another country, so I didn't know any Sudanese that was like famous or doing like art, like at a international level. So so when I was in India, that an idea hit me, like, just find out if there are any Sudanese that are doing stand-up comedian. Maybe you'll find one or two things that you can relate to. So I was Googling, and I got only one guy. His name was Mohammed Musa. Mohammed Musa.
and where
like it was.
and where local are you performing? Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Where I am. So we have. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I'm just gonna lower. Just serve
Mhm.
them. Just serve them.
Okay. Okay. You good?
All right. Sorry. We're back now.
Okay.
Yeah. So you were talking about this person. You saw.
Yeah. So Mohammed Musa, I was searching stand-up comedian from Sudan. Like, I didn't care if they're from South Sudan or whatever. I just want to find someone I can relate to. Then I got this guy called Mohammed Musa, and he performs in Arabic. So I couldn't understand anything.
Your Arabic is always.
Yeah. So it was performing Arabic, but like from the reaction of the audience, I could see it was hilarious, But I wanted someone who is doing it in English. And actually, after a few months later, that's when I came across Ola Labib.
Okay.
So I came across some of our videos on YouTube. Yeah. So I went on Instagram and I followed her immediately.
So in
So
terms of
she was the only one.
your journey, how only been doing it for like years now.
So I started. I
think you're right.
So I started the open mics in 2017, but I was not consistent until around 2018 there, because that's when I cleared my exams. So now I was free full time.
Okay.
So I started being consistent, and yeah.
Okay. So the next question. Is about
Huh?
the best thing about comedy and the career path.
Oh, the best thing about comedy. Everything, man. Everything about comedy, man.
You have to pick one.
The best thing about comedy. The best thing about comedy is that you can make people laugh on command.
One person that asked to convince them. You had what would convince them. What would be?
Sorry?
I said if someone asked you
I
about
said
comedy,
if someone asked you about comedy,
only had
Yeah.
one to tell them to convince them,
only had one,
what would be your biggest
what
Yeah.
would you say?
If someone who wants to do comedy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
What's
I'll
the
tell
best?
them don't do it, man.
What's the best?
I'll tell them don't do it.
Okay.
Because see,
Okay.
if comedy was that good, I will not be doing engineering. That tells you something.
Yeah.
There's no money there.
Yeah.
There's no money there. You think I feel good dressed like this for 35 days? No, man.
Okay. So you
Yeah.
enjoy it, you love
Okay, so
it, but you
you
wouldn't
enjoy it,
recommend.
you love it, but
I
you wouldn't
love it.
recommend.
Yeah, I love it. So if you are doing it as a career to make money, forget about it. You must get a real job. Yeah.
Okay, and then that actually leads us
Okay, and then that
perfectly
actually leads us perfectly into
into
the
the
next question of
Mm.
the
so
of
is
Mm.
it something that most
Is it
comedians
something
face,
that
or is it
most comedians face, or is it
that you can
that
relate to
you
by
can
yourself?
relate to by yourself?
There's not a lot of money in it.
There's not a lot of money in it.
Hope people
So
do it for the love
do it for the love
and decide to do
Yeah.
something else,
decide
or
to do
do
something
they
else,
do
or do they do
second career?
career?
Well, like for most comedians, that is the case. But again, depends where you grew up or where you started your comedy. Like in America, comedy is a viable business. Like you can literally quit school and pursue comedy, and you'll be doing better than engineers actually. You know? Yeah, but you cannot play that game in Africa or in India or anywhere else. So it depends where you come from.
I don't know, maybe Europe.
Maybe Europe.
What's your experience with
What's
comedians in Europe?
your experience in Europe?
Sorry?
I said, what's your experience of people
I
from
said, what's your
Europe,
experience of people from Europe
England, or Far East,
or Far East?
successes?
Their successes.
Well, my experience with Indians, I was there for 4 years, so I've seen them like in all kinds of scenarios, right? And initially, like I didn't like them. But I didn't like them. I didn't like their food. I didn't like whatever they do, you know. But like when I started to do comedy, man, I don't know, something fell in me, and I started to like try to understand them, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
So what's
I started to understand their
So what's
culture. Huh?
in terms of like
in terms of
the jokes?
in terms of the jokes? What's the
Yeah.
style of comedy? What's the big?
Is it your time in India,
Is it
or is
your
it
time in India, or is it something?
Well, actually, when I started, I was clueless. I didn't know anyone. Like I told you, that's why I was Googling, like, like the kind of comedy I was used to, like in Kenya, was like, how do I put it? It was not like even the one that anyone else outside Kenya cannot watch it. Like it was too local, you know. Yeah. Most of the jokes, most of the jokes were inside jokes. So like, if you're not from Kenya, you're not from around there, you will not get the jokes, right? But like when you do like what I do, you must try your best to be as relatable to strangers as possible. Like I can make a joke and make you laugh, even if I don't know you, and I don't know your backgrounds. Yeah. So that was a challenge for me, because I'm an amateur. I don't have any direct mentor, and actually comedy was still like, when I started, there was no comedy club in my city. There was zero. So the industry was just starting out. Everyone was struggling. So like even the guys that started before you, they're as clueless as you are. You know?
all right? We
So
have a
internet
question.
was the only mentor.
Sorry to cut you off. We have a question from
We have a question from Prashant.
who said, "Is it true
Is it true that
people usually
people
off stage
usually off stage
quiet,
quiet,
shy?"
shy?
Well, actually, that's true for me. I don't know about other people, but personally, that's true for me. Like I'm a very quiet guy. I don't talk a lot. Like I'm not loud or anything. So actually, I surprise a lot of people. Like when I'm on stage and I'm making jokes and I'm making them laugh, and they're like, "Yo, I don't know this guy. Who is this guy?
That's hilarious.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
The next question.
So the next question, we kind of touched on it. Who would you say hide
the people that
the people that in the then I do if you
shout out,
shout out, fellows.
Well, like in comedy, I only like in comedy, I only rate those people that like I feel like we share the same kind of style, or like I relate to their jokes. So any other person, I don't care really. So I would say Dave Chappelle is okay, except like, he has made it in comedy that like it's like he doesn't try anymore even. Like it's like he's giving lectures at this point. Yeah. Yeah. Another person is Andrew Schulz. Andrew Schulz is good. Yeah. Hey, and Ola is good, man. Ola Labib, shout out. Ola, shout out to Ola, man. Yeah.
Right.
I really like Ola, man. Like, yeah, whatever she's doing is awesome. Yeah.
All right. In terms of, I wanted to ask you about the sort of event. How did you sort of get involved? The preparation? How was it received?
Yeah.
Comedy South
It helps you make
more money.
So like when I came to Juba, like there was no like comedy scene to say, like the English kind of comedy scene was not there. There was like the local Arabic kind of, yeah, Zol, yeah, is it, the Arabic kind of thing. Yeah. So I didn't relate to that. Like even like people who didn't grow up who are South Sudanese, but they didn't grow up in Juba, they couldn't relate to that kind of comedy, So I decided to form my own, whatever. Like I used to host my own events. So I would do like open mics.
Hold that thought. All right.
I've still got a few.
I have to take an
You have to take an intermission.
Huh?
All right.
We have to do an intermission.
Because I need to
Okay.
go to the library.
Okay, sure.
I will start the live
right? Like
15 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Sure. Okay, sure.
I'll write it in tune.
All right.
Tune back at
I'm gonna put it for UK.
I'm gonna put it for UK time.
Now
Okay.
7.
Now 7
8.
GT.
Okay.
All right.
And then I'll message you before.
So don't worry.
All right, sure.
Save it.
All right.